Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to King Midas Collects. It's been a little while since our last video, but we've piled up some stuff here, so we definitely have books to show you. Not that one, as I just knock everything over. That would have been fantastic. Great start to the video. So what we got is some slabs, some variants, and then we're going to show you guys a couple of books that we picked up in some sales. There's like some 50-cent sales that were going on. Got a big deal. Again, I tell you guys this all the time. If you actually go in there with like a decent amount of money and say, hey, just fill up a short box, fill up a long box, you're going to get a deal because nobody's going to want to count up the books, you know? And that's the best way to get lower end books like that when they do sales like that. So keep it in mind. All right, so let's just go and show you some of the stuff that we found that were in there that looked intriguing. These are just really a lot of times just either cover buys or I'm buying for actual clients that are looking for books. So Burn the Orphanage, Reign of Terror. It's an interesting little cover there. Getting more of this, Many Deaths of Layla Starr. I just read issue 1 finally after like 3-4 years of not reading it. See what this is all about. A lot of people talked about this back in the day. This is the second print. Always happy to find second prints. Picked up this Red She-Hulk here, Francisco Francavilla cover. Really fun little cover there. Not really sure why Man-Thing's in the background watching that fight go down, but it's happening. Russell Dodderman on Eternals #1. Of course, this Asad Ribic drawn, Jonathan Hickman written book. Had like 40 different variants for issue #1. This is around the time the movie was coming out, so they were hyping it up and it didn't go anywhere. Now, granted, that volume was fantastic. I would highly recommend reading it. I think Asad Ribic is one of the most dynamic artists ever. So, if anything, you can really enjoy his artwork. But Hickman killed it. It was a really good run. Batgirl 35. This is the second printing cover. You want to find the second printing there. There have some value to it. This is when Cameron Stewart, or is it Cameron Fletcher? Oh, Stuart Fletcher and Babs Tarr like took over on this Batgirl run and really turned it around. It was really good. Found a Gotham Academy #1. This was supposed to go somewhere for a time. I think there was something with maps featured in a TV show or in an animated show. I'm not really sure what happened with that one. Harley Quinn issue #1. This is the second or third printing. Let me look that up here real quick. It's in the back. This is the 5th printing for #1, the 2014 run. Amanda Carter, Jimmy Palmiotti. Which we got a book signed by both of them. I'll show you guys in a bit. Harley Quinn Holiday Special issue #1. More great Amanda Carter artwork. I'm just going to show you a couple more of these and then save it for the next video. Horizon issue #8, I believe. 11. It's just a Spawn variant before they did the anniversary Spawn covers across the board last year. We got a Ghost Machine #1, purely for reading purposes. Really happy to get around to reading that. We have this Razor Jack. This is a comics for a mature reader, so it's definitely an adult comic book, but it's trade paperback size, so I'm kind of curious to open it up and see what it's about. Baby Teeth issue #1, just more Donny Cates goodness. We have a Garth Ennis War Stories, a full rack. So a lot of those covers, the incentive covers, had like the good girl art that was on the side of the planes during the war. So this is just one of the covers there. We have this Anita Blake Vampire Hunter issue #1, Comic-Con International Edition for The First Death. This is Brent Booth on the artwork there. We have a variant cover here, Superman Wonder Woman issue #28. This is Paul Renaud. Really enjoyed when he was doing the 1 in 10s for Dynamite in the early 2010s. Red Sonja, Vampirella, Warlord of Mars, did a lot of those. And we'll finish it off here with issue #26 of Superman Batman, Michael Turner cover. All right, moving over here some variants that I wanted to show you guys. Well, so we'll save that book for there. Picked up another copy of this Jeff DeCall Green Lantern number 9. Really happy to always find this. I pick it up every time. It's probably my favorite Green Lantern cover ever. It is so good. Love, love, love that cover. Found this Robin Hood I Love New York. Great Philadelphia Comic Con exclusive, limited 350 copies. So JB Tyndall cover here. Fun to find that. Next up, we have issue 3 and issue 4 of Power Girl. So always pick up, again, Amanda Cotter covers. And this Power Girl run was pretty fun. So, low print run, hard to find. Not hard to find, but low print run. So I pick those up whenever I see them. I'm moving over to last week's books, I think. These came out last week. Doctor Strange of Asgard, issue number 1. This is the 1 in 25 Stephanie Hans cover. So another artist. Most of the time, I would say 75% of the time, Stephanie does a cover, I try to pick it up. Next up, we have a Vampirella issue 675, Elias Chadoudis cover here, going into 2025 for Vampirella. And then we got the 1 in 7 black and white on top of that. Now, if you order those from my comic shop, they're much cheaper. They're cover price as opposed to other retailers, other online stores that will actually have the incentive price or the higher than incentive price. So that for 1 in 7, it's like, all right, it's $6.99. They'll sell it for $9.99. I'm like, my comic shop has it for cover price. I'll buy it there. And sometimes I like the line work on the black and whites. And speaking of line work here, Joseph Michael Linsner, Vampirella, same book, $6.75. Oh yeah, I had to pick up another copy of this. I have one on order from Things from Another World, but ordered another copy of this Homage 2025 edition, Fantastic Four number 1 by Alex Ross. Just reimagined. Fantastic cover. Love it. Not really sure why I added this to the cart. I just wanted it. I like the cutesy little covers here. Cruel Kingdom issue number 3. This is the 1 in 10. I wish I could pick them all up, but just definitely a throwback to the 50s DC covers there. I picked up this great In-Hyuk Lee Ultimates issue number 10 variant edition of Namor, coming out of the water there, glistening. Rocking his 10-pack with the gills. That's what it looks like anyway. Really, really happy to have found these. I guess I missed this on FOC, and I also missed issue 14 that's going to be coming out. But Mark Spears did a Lionel on Thundercats for issue number 13. This is the 1 in 7 with like a green swirl. And on the other side, we have the red foil. There's a bunch of, there's a red foil, a green foil, a virgin foil of the normal cover. And this is the normal cover over here in the yellow. So, very dynamic cover. This is fantastic. Love him holding the sword there. That one will definitely go up in price. Again, I'm not really sure why I missed it on FOC. I've known that he's been doing them, so kind of weird to miss out on that. Speaking of Mark Spears, we got an exclusive here. This is from Bird City Comics for issue 2 of Monsters, and it is a second printing. Well, that's how they labeled it. I think if you do an exclusive, there's no reason. It makes no sense to me why you would call it a second, a third, a fourth printing if it's an exclusive. Like, can somebody? I can't wrap my head around that, really. Why it has to be an exclusive for the second print of said book when you're already making an exclusive. It's just a variant on its own. You know, just say, hey, it's Bird City exclusive for issue number 2. I don't know. Does anyone feel the same way about that? Always wanted this cover, nothing special, but it's a Haunted Girl issue number 1 from Image Comics. Reiko Murakami, I believe, did the cover, and it's just Japanese horror. I mean, it's always resonated with me, so it's a really, really cool, striking cover. Next up, we have Ninja Turtles issue number 7, the 1 in 25. Is it Jim? Yeah, it is Jim Mahfood. Okay. It is really eclectic stuff. I mean, in a world of turtles like that, making it very cartoony, I dig it. I love it. We have a Superman issue number 23, 1 in 25. Dave Johnson doing these old ad covers, which is really cool. The Sonic Amplifier. That's pretty cool. That's right. With the Superman Sonic Amplifier, you'll be able to hear like Superman. You'll be able to listen to private conversations of your friends and enemies. No secrets will be beyond your ears. NSA approved. Look at that. I just heard a pin drop over a mile away. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun cover. Rogue Savage Land issue number 2. Amanda Conner FOC cover here. Just fun. Just fun Amanda Conner stuff. We have this fantastic Dan Moore Power Rangers Prime. Now this is issue 4 or 5. I can't remember the main cover, but then there was this gold foiling one too, and I was like, you know what? Let me pick that up. I like when they make the foiling, kind of like how they did back in the 90s with Image, right? They would do this like exclusive foil edition. So it's fun. We just talked about Stephanie Hans. She did this as well. I like them. I like they're doing these exclusive facsimile 1 in 25. So this is issue number 1 of Daredevil, the 2025 facsimile. Of course, started it all. Daredevil's out right now. Born Again on Disney Plus. Check it out. Episode 3 dropping this week. Had a lot of fun watching the first 2 episodes, so looking forward to seeing where they progress when Punisher steps in, so it'll be a good time. But yeah, the ASM 1 in 25s that they've been doing, chronicling the black suit, each and every one of those books have gotten a 1 in 25. Some of them are pretty cool. They're going to be limiting. You're not going to find them, so I imagine as a variant hunter in the future they will be sought after, accrue some value. That's just my opinion. Next up, Rogue Savage Land issue number 2. Again, issue number 2, but this is the 1 in 25 Stephen Platt variant. Glad to see that Platt is getting some more work. Helverine issue number 3. David Mack 1 in 25. David Mack, I've said this before in previous videos, very, very samey with many of his covers where it's just this splash paint background and then a character on the cover, a silhouette of a character. This is a little different than that, so this is why I picked it up, because I really, really like David Mack, but a lot of his stuff has started to look the same. But when it's what's the word I'm looking for? When it's dynamic like this, I go out of my way to pick it up. As long as the price is good too, right? All right, cool. So that ends those recent variants. Now I won all these in an auction. It's really fun to play around and see what we can pick up in auctions. So I'll show you guys what we got. Picked up this pulp here from 1952, Science Fiction Adventures. I said 52, but it says March 1954 for this one, but the book ran from 52 to 54. So just a really fun little pulp from 70 years ago, which is awesome. It's fantastic. This is for a friend, so I'm not going to show you guys that one. Not very important anyway. Next up, we have a Hello Darkness in a 9.8 issue number 1. This is the Jenny Frison variant cover B. So fun to grab that in the 9.8. I think I told you guys this. At some point, I want to have a 9.8 of the entire Wonder Woman run that she did from 2016. So that will be a big undertaking, but we're 2 books down. 70 something to go. Next up, we have Gun Honey Collision Course issue number 4. This is a Virgin Warren Liu cover. The Virgin is a KRS exclusive. The trade dress was a regular cover A. So that one will be for sale, as well as that Hello Darkness. Next up, we have a G.I. Joe #1 in a 9.8, David Nakayama. This is the 1-in-10 ratio incentive connecting cover. So I believe the first 4 or 5 issues were connecting covers, 1-in-10 ratios from Mr. DNA. And then as you can see in the back, they want you to just grab all of these G.I. Joe books that they came out. Those are the FOC main covers that you could buy. Tons of store exclusives as well. All right, here's a fun one. We have a Marvel Comics Presents 72, the first appearance of Weapon X in a 9.6. You always gotta look at 9.6s sometimes. You just never know. You can sway one way or the other. I think even 9.4s sometimes. I have books that are 9.8s. I feel are probably 9.4s, and vice versa. 9.4s should be 9.8s. Wraparound cover, Origin of Wolverine, Weapon X, Shauna, Daredevil, and Red Wolf Stories. Next up for me, because I got this for $25, Franklin and Ghost, which I really, really enjoy. Live Free or Fox Hard, issue #3 in a 9.4, signed. So this is like a thick boy, because it's almost like a trade, but it's not. It's just volume 3. And as Kickstarters, there's more story, right? Because you're Kickstarting it. So this is Kickstarter edition. First appearance of Tyrone, signed by Garrett Gunn, the writer of Franklin and Ghost. So I'm not going to pass up any slabbed book, especially if it's a Kickstarter book. A book that I actually like, that's $25. Now, with this particular auction, there are buyer premiums, so depending on how much you pay, it's like 3%. So for this book, it was like an extra 15 cents shipping and then tax on it, right? So after the 25, it does come out to around 28, 29 for this particular book, but it's a signed 9.4. Signatures alone, whatever that's, whatever price you want to assign to that, on top of the encapsulation price, it's like what? It is $25 to $30 depending on your subscription to CGC of how much you paid just to get it slabbed. Y'all know this. I don't need to repeat this. This is for the non-comic book people that enjoy hearing me talk. Next up, I mentioned earlier before, Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti. So Harley Quinn, 30th anniversary special, #1 in a 9.8. This is the Adam Hughes variant cover, not the ratio. The ratio had no trade dress, foil, I believe. No, not foil. Maybe it was foil. Oh, goodness. Anyway, this is the normal variant cover of it. Signed, quadruple signed, Bruce Timm, Amanda Conner, Paul Dini, Jimmy Palmiotti. 4 signatures on a 9.8. On the Adam Hughes book, no less. Now, where's Adam Hughes' signature? You might as well have gotten him on there, too. So let's get into some fun stuff now. Ooh, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, issue #18. This is a hard-to-find book in a 9.4. Look this one over. I can see why. Hopefully we can show you guys on screen why it's a 9.4 in my opinion. But even in a 9.4, raw near mints minus of this book goes for about $120 to $150 depending. So getting the slabs in the 9.4 is really fun. She has the power. So maybe you guys can't see it, but where it says Adventure Awaits, right above it, and then kind of coming all the way down, and on the bottom there you can see it too. See, it's like a little brown or whatever. That is color rub. So the book itself is pristine, but there is color rub kind of going down, in a line on the back of that book. And there's nothing you can do about it. These books come out of the press. They're pressed down in the boxes when they get shipped to comic shops all over the world. And the books rub on each other, and no fault of anyone, but it's just what happens. And that's what makes grading so crucial sometimes. Any of those defects, it's going to knock off the grade of the book. All right, 2 more to go. Forbidden Planets. Actually, yeah, 2 more to go after this. Issue number 1 in the 9.6. Everyone loves these homage style throwback sci-fi covers of the 50s here. So this book came out in 1992, of course, but it's gotten some traction here recently. So happy to pick this up in the 9.6. Another 9.6. Hack Slash issue number 1. So it's the first Hack Slash. First appearance of Cassandra Hack and Vlad in a 9.6. DDP 2004. A lot of people love Hack Slash, has a cult following. So, again, another book looked over. It looks fantastic. So, you know, down the line, if there's time to crack it, whether it's going to be me, whether it's going to be whoever picks it up, this book will be for sale. Take the gamble if you want to turn it into a 9.8, because that, again, you're like 3 timesing the value getting the 9.8. 9.6, nothing to push over either. Last but not least, we went up high for this one, but I was able to win it and secure it for far less than I thought I was going to pay for it, which is fantastic. I've been on the hunt for this one, been looking for it for a very, very long time. It is a Jenny Frison cover. In fact, not only is it a Jenny Frison cover, it is considered her first commissioned work in comics. Is it her first ever cover? I think there's maybe validity to that, not sure, but first commissioned. Excuse me. Hack Slash 14. The Jenny Frison variant cover. In a 9.0, which is fine. It still means it's near mint. Happy to have it. Didn't own it. This one's staying with me. Glad to have it. At some point, maybe it could get a press just to see if it'll get higher than a 9. I'll have to see if, after looking up the barcode or whatever, if what the defects are, when it was graded, that all comes into play. Certain books, if it was graded within the last couple of years, I think people are kind of privy to the press and clean game of it all. So maybe that will sway my decision, right? I'm sorry, I'm like really struggling here on this video, but I wanted to show you guys this. I actually wanted to keep this under 20 minutes by showing you only a little bit. I showed you guys a lot. So I hope you enjoyed seeing what you saw here. Again, 2 out of 3 of those slabs will be staying here in the PC. The other ones are going to be for sale, so hit me up if you're interested. Otherwise, you'll see them at the shows in the local circuit here. I'm still trying to figure out how to add them to Shopify, because they got to have a specific categorization for the shipping, right? The shipping right now for all products kind of gets weighed approximately for what it is. With the slabs, I have to add a little bit of a premium to it, so I'm trying to figure out what the premium cost would be for the shipping, especially if you're going to be buying multiple slabs. So I'll figure that out. That'll come down the line, and then we'll start adding slabs to the website as well. But hey, check out deepinkcollectibles.com. I think we're over 3,600 listed books. Just added the Batman New 52 run on there. Sans the big ones, 1, 2, 6. Still don't have additional copies of that to add on there, but the other ones are going to be added, listed. It's going to be listing a bunch of Spider-Man as well, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in buying those books. So thank you so much for tuning in the video. We kept it at 25 minutes, looks like, so it is something. Enjoy. Run through it on 2 times speed, 1.5 times speed, however you enjoy your YouTube viewing. Until next time, guys, Bag and Boredom. We'll see you then.